Hello and welcome to the first pre-rendered SketchUp modeling video. I've been streaming just about every week for the last year, but no one's really showing up to them anymore, so I guess we're gonna go with the pre-rendered route. Probably better because, I'm not very interesting by myself, but creative stuff is interesting, so we'll just do that. Kind of like a creative blog, I guess. Some reframing. I think the first reason I started doing streams is because I had to work on the beast. But I figured out it's really not a motivation problem, it's more of a discipline problem, and also knowing exactly what I'm going for, because I don't know exactly how to reorder these components to be usable in-game. So I won't know until I actually get into that. So this is not high on the priority list. So I changed gears halfway through with the weekly streams. During March of Robots, I figured out that maybe I should backtrack and focus on making smaller models rather than large ones, which they were still kind of large, like they take multiple streams to do. So I guess we're just evolving. Like the last few streams have been just speed models of small things I can finish in the stream, which is nice, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna pivot just a little bit again. Showing some game dev stuff, since that's gonna start picking up here very soon. Now that the weather is colder. Believe it or not, that matters. So yeah. And just stuff like that. Creative blog, show what I'm doing, what I've done. Brief rundown on how I did it. I don't know, just to help people out, maybe inspire people to do their own stuff, and to keep track of growth. So we know we're moving. And to see where it takes us. So starting off, here we have our spider we made last stream. So I made an animation of it. Here it is. So I'll make a brief rundown on how I made that here in SketchUp. So I'm using an extension called Animator. This UI right here. Just some movements that I made for it. Very basic, very fast. Except for all this is a complete mess. I won't be going over that stuff. That's what makes his arms move. Kind of messed up. Reason I won't be going over that is because I was just kind of making a mess. Doing arbitrary interpolations based on the geometry itself, which references itself. So then we get these massive skewing and all that stuff because it's translating along the chain. So don't do that. I'll have more of a tutorial once I figure out how to not do that. But yeah, first part we will go over though. Alrighty, so the way it works is all these translations and rotations are all just kind of on themselves, arbitrary. They don't actually inherit from each other. For example, you can't make bone chains. These legs aren't actually connected to the body. For example, if we got rid of the actual rotations, what you'll get is they don't actually follow like that. There are no inverse kinematics or anything like that. Just simple stuff. But you can fake it. So the way I faked it is, we'll just get rid of all this. So we can start fresh real quick. So all I did was I grabbed all these components except for the legs, which I had to select them manually because I didn't actually put them all into a component. And then I translated them, constrained to the Z-axis with the arrow keys. Oops, I think I forgot some stuff. I put it down 10 centimeters, arbitrary, like so. And all it does is go down once. To make it go back up, you can use oscillation. So then it goes right back up. And to make it repeat, there's a repeat button right here. Make it do a couple times. Goes up and down. You could do that also in the oscillation itself. But I just like to keep it repeated, just organization. And then to translate the legs, rotate the legs. Going like this. Make sure the axis is set back to neutral rather than the z-axis. Rotate them out. Something like this, maybe. The idea is so these are perpendicular, kind of. So yeah, arbitrary values, doesn't matter what kind they are. You have to time it so they go together, translation and rotation. Make it oscillate, repeat, something like that. To make these follow, you just rotate them. To match. You can use this right here to make sure they do. That's close. We'll see if that works once we put the oscillation on. A little too much. Just a lot of guesswork. Still a little too much. Close enough. You don't have to fine tune it right now, I guess. That's just the basics of it. Not as good as what we had, but with some tuning you can get it the way it is. Very basic stuff. That's how that works. Like, normally you'd probably just rig it up with inverse kinematics and all that stuff, which I ended up doing anyway. So here it is rigged up in 3ds Max with an actual bone structure. Reason I animated it in SketchUp is so I can make something quick with the actual aesthetics of SketchUp. Very useful for making short animations, little things. But then I figured, well, this spider would be very useful for learning how to make procedural walking animations and testing out new control rigs inside Unreal Engine. So I decided, well, we should just rig them up and use them for that. So that's what I've been up to with him. And here he is in Unreal Engine. Quick imported, quick one-day project. Wanted to test out the new control rig right here. Very easy to use, very simple. Like it a lot, actually. I think we'll be using this a lot because normally I animate inside 3ds Max, but I'm rapidly outstripping how much I can actually animate with the content I'm making. So having procedural blueprint setups for animating will really benefit me a lot because I'm not really an animator. I can, it's just I'm not good at it. I'm better at scripting, so that'll help a lot. So I made a quick little thing where he places his feet around, an algorithm just for line tracing and putting his feet in spots, and here's what it looks like. Which, it's not great yet because he doesn't actually time his feet. They're kind of arbitrary. They just go wherever they want to. So it's not really much to look at yet, but at least he's put his feet in the right spots. Just to get a feel for it. It'll get better. Baby steps, we'll get there. A lot of the enemies will kind of look like this, kind of creep crawlies. I want them to be half cute, half not cute, because they will be kind of your allies sometimes. So it'll be best that they're not always creepy. They have to be kind of creepy because they are the bad guys sometimes. And without further ado, on to our SketchUp modeling for this session, I suppose. So I was thinking, well, we have a lot of creepy crawlies, we have a lot of giant weapons, we have tanks and machines and not nice things. So I was thinking, well, let's go back to making something nice. Let's make like a house or something. Something peaceful. So I drew this picture. Some concept. It's based off of the one you saw at the beginning of the video I made before. So here's what that other one looks like inside of Twinmotion. which coincidentally uses the same engine, the rendering as the same engine I'm using. So the buildings might actually look like this inside the game, which is nice. Some nice high fidelity. So I think, yeah, this is something like this is what we'll make. Which I'm going to have to make a lot of these. So I'm going to have to normalize their structure and all that stuff. Quantify exactly how to modularize their components and all that stuff. So it's good to make them. It's good just to goof around, see what you can come up with before you start getting serious. So yeah, and then I think we'll put this other one into motion as well. We won't do that in this video, but we'll do that some other time. So that's what we'll be making, a nice futuristic house. Hope you learned something new, and hope you enjoy.